are back on the patio bunker project. It's been a short winter. Feels like it came fast, summer, and it's time to get this done. So I've got the help, thanks to them, and we are going to get this rocking again. It's about 80 degrees today. It's gonna be not too bad, but definitely middle of summer's coming. So we want to get moving on this. What we're doing is we're gonna do what's called a porcelain tile, porcelain pavers tile, and that's going to be on top of our deck here. So here's what the picture looks like. We've got it represented here. This is the top of the patio. This is the upper patio. This is the lower patio. So there'll be a fireplace, fire ring over there, and a seating area here, and then a wraparound path. So again, the fire ring here, which is right there, and then the seating area there. In case you haven't been tracking with us, I've got like 17 episodes of this thing, from the footings all the way to this point. It's quite a project. I probably was thinking it maybe be 5 videos, but here we are, still not even quite there yet. This step will go down and go along the wall as well. We'll have a path there. That's the retaining wall that kicked this whole thing off, that I started out this video series with. But I noticed I haven't done a video tour in the bunker downstairs for you guys, so let's go do that. So this is our basement, and there's a mini bar here, or call it a peninsula, and I wanted to not cause any issues with the living room there. Here's the door. See, it's cut out here, roughed out. Here's our PEX line for the in-floor heat that we haven't hooked up yet, but here it is. Check that out. Quite a long run. I also went pretty wide here. I wanted to be able to, I don't know, get a pool table or walk past each other easy enough so you wouldn't feel like you're having to turn. And so I intentionally left this pretty wide. It's about 4 feet. You can see here we got the wall against the house. This goes all the way down to the footing. And this was done up by none other than our own engineers at Red E, and also an intern who was doing welding. It's in-floor heat. You can see the kids are making great use of it already. They got their train sets and things like that, and we've thrown down some old rugs and carpet. And then up here, we've got light deck. So really neat bunker, really big space. This is like 30 feet long here, and maybe even 40 by about 15 this way. Here's the hallway from this perspective. And you're going to want to check out the video of me going to get the bunker door. Steelhead Outdoors, great place in Minnesota. Smaller, privately owned company that is doing safes. They do all kinds of vault doors, things like that. That thing's going to be bulletproof. We're going to do a hidden door so that this is all, looks like it's part of the wall. So we've etched the concrete, cleaned it all off, pressure washed it, and then our mason guy is putting a thin set mortar down. And this is a really cool product. It's called Uni-Lock Uncoupling Mat. And why I got into this product versus all the other ones out there, a couple reasons. The first one is I saw it on Matt Reisinger's channel, The Build Show, and I was really impressed with what he was showing it could do. It's an outdoor product. At least that's what he was showing, and that's what I needed here, is an outdoor product. Almost everything else seems like it's smaller, it's more expensive, and it's an indoor product. So this was advertised as being able to be an outdoor product. And look how light it is. It's a lot lighter, a lot more flexible. And what this does as an uncoupling mat is, you guys have seen where the cracks form in the masonry here or the concrete. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, but when. And you try to do cut lines and all that, but it's still going to crack. And when that crack comes through the concrete or the wall, when it gets to whatever's bonded to it, in this case the tile, it's going to go right into that tile too and crack that. And I just don't want that issue. And so this is an uncoupling mat. I believe it allows for up to an 1/8 inch of movement So even if you had a slight separation, a crack for example, it would take up that slack and not transfer into the top tile. So that's why I wanted it. This is too high end of a project to skimp on that, and so I was, and then another benefit is it also is a waterproofing membrane. So if water ever migrates down, it's gonna keep it from going further, it's gonna shed it, and we'll have ways to try to make it exit at the end as well. So anyway, great product. Got it from Durarock. Make sure you check them out. Great company that's got some innovative products, and we'll keep you posted on how this goes. So we've got the second layer here going, and what you want to do is butt these up close together but not overlapping, because there's actually this waterproofing membrane band. We're going to take this band and we're going to put it over as a seam. It's real thin. It's going to seal that so it's waterproof even to this at the seam here, and then we're also going to run it up the wall as well. And that's all done with thin set mortar. Well, it is the next morning, and here's the progress. Definitely got it down. It did not go as good as, you know, I think the videos and the instructions make you hope. It was kind of tough to get it to want to stick, and it would stay, but boy, if you moved it at all, it just would lift right up, and it's almost like it didn't want to really sink in. So, you know, even if you pull now, it's just felt under there and it'll pull up. But you know what, I think that's the nature of the product, and it is doing what it's supposed to do. It's gonna allow for a decoupling membrane between the tile and the concrete underneath. So it is in. We got to put the sealant strips in still, shore that up before we put the tile in. But we got to get that pile out of here and on the other side of the house, and I got some help getting that done today. You'll also see that this has been all filled in. I did come in at the end of last year and backfill this, put in a lot of crushed concrete, some fill sand all the way through here. The goal is to get concrete this summer and in July. It is June right now, middle of June, and we're hoping to get concrete in at least on the back part middle of July, and then the front part maybe end of July. That'd be great. So we've got a new machine. It's a Cat 259 D3. Nice machine. Cat's definitely our favorite skid steer. I've driven a lot of machines. I interned and did track fit ups and tried all the different machine sizes. I worked construction and got to drive a lot of those. But right here, I've dug out all this topsoil, you see here, and we're putting our clay right here. Matt, why are you putting a pile of clay right next to your brother's house? Glad you asked. We'd like a privacy screen between our properties. We'd like to add some landscaping, and we'll have like a retaining wall on part of it. It'll wrap all the way to the road, and it's gonna look pretty sweet, and it's gonna do its job. We'll plant some trees up on top and around. Privacy, where we can have a more private yard here and feel like we're in our own neck of the woods here. And because if you haven't seen it yet, we got a 90-inch tree spade, and that can move some pretty nice trees. So we picked that up from a local nursery tree mover guy who is upgrading, and that'll work well for us.
was your ride?
Well, we're back here next day and got a lot of great stuff going with the tile. Got the underlayment done here, so that's in place. Still got to put the ceiling strips in, but they're making good progress already on the tile, and it's coming along. It's gonna happen. Stay tuned, see how it goes. So this one only goes almost halfway because this arm only allows about 13 inches. We're almost 16. So I'll flip it around and then I got to finish it off with a hand cut-off saw. There you go. It's a little off. I know my line's a little off too, but typical of an engineer, right? Well, they're not the prettiest things you ever saw, but they're cut. On the edges of the patio deck here, there's this sealing tape. It's interesting to work with. You're supposed to use mortar to seal it into the seam. So like we'd stick it in here and seal it in, but it's proven to be challenging to have it stick and stay down. You know, this is obviously we're gonna recoat this, but you know, it's not really wanting to stay down. So we're gonna hit this as we go and try to seal that seam. Where it came up the wall, I ran a Sikaflex minus 15 LM, I think it's called. It's a urethane sealant, and I'm just going to rely on that to seal this. Something interesting that I am doing is, since this slopes from the house to the outer wall, and the water will pool here because I don't have any exit holes yet, we've punched, and this was my thinking and my decision to do, but we've punched holes every two blocks and run weeping rope, cotton rope through the hole, and this is going to lay at the bottom of the tile. And the goal here is that if any moisture gets underneath here and tries to come to this edge, it'll weep out to the other side here, as shown here. You can tell I already got weeping rope here. In fact, I did just that under the concrete because I was also concerned where I didn't get enough slope and water would pool up here. And so at least if water ever got down there and wanted to sit in there, it would get wicked out with this cotton rope. I don't know if it's the best thing to do. I'm going with it. Seems like cheap insurance. Hopefully I don't cause any issues because of it.
No, I don't think so.
Oh man. Well, we just had a pretty decent sized thunderstorm roll through. Thankfully we were just on the bottom edge of it, but I still got water standing and it's probably getting behind the underlayment here. We got inches of rain coming next week, and it's like you can't even get a 3-day, 4-day period of not having rain. This is really frustrating. I don't know how you guys do it who do this every day, every week. So I'm gonna try to blow this stuff off. Hopefully we can still I mean, look at this. Water standing. Well, good test of how good the waterproofing is and my slope. So far, mixed reviews. Mostly passed. I can definitely see how this waterproofing membrane is worth it. You've got not only the functionality of having a separation from it being bonded to the concrete so that it can uncouple, as it's called, uncoupling mat, in case it cracks underneath, but now water migration that's underneath will force it to stay away from the substrate and not stay underneath. Hopefully it'll like work its way out or keep it from penetrating into the concrete here. So it's doing its job. Well, checking in on the guys, making good progress. This is like day number 3. Working on this, started Saturday. Well, it's day number like 100, but on the tile, laying the tile, it's day number 3. But we're gonna finish today, and it's a good thing because we got some major storms coming. Not good, we gotta somehow cover this and make sure it doesn't get wet. He's just finishing that corner there. And we got this narrow strip is getting good progress on too. Is it beautiful though? Wait till we get that crowded, cleaned off, it's gonna be nice. It is not looking good out there. The wind really picked up. We are trying to put some shelter up here before it rains and still be able to work. Let's get this shelter up so we don't get blasted and wreck our progress here. Well, the shelter held up for that crazy storm. We had tornado warnings. 3 in the morning. Big system rolled through. Oh, the trees were blown so hard. I thought for sure there was a tornado, but I don't think one was there. Just really high winds, up to 70 miles an hour. And our shelter held up. Good thing, because we had some fresh mortar on a lot of these tile pavers, or paver tiles. And now we're taking it down. The guys are coming. The guys are coming tomorrow morning to finish this up, hopefully. I think we're on day 4 of installation. We'll finish this corner here, and then we've got some pieces here along the wall, and that'll go all the way to the end. I think I'm going to leave this up though, because tomorrow night, another round of rain, inch planned or forecasted. So, why'd redo all this? We'll have the shelter up again and keep that water out for now. All right, watch the boys, and girl, I guess. They're busy helping out here. Good helpers.